Did you see what happened at this gay pride festival? It got stopped in its tracks by thousands of people, like a mob in the country of Georgia. And in this video, we're going to be reacting to it. My name is Aaron. Thanks for watching this channel. I react to viral content and news from a Christian perspective. So if you like that kind of thing, hit subscribe and let's get right into this. So here is the map of the world, and right above Turkey is Georgia. So in this area of the world is what we're talking about here. And when we look into it, Georgia's far right Stop Pride Festival on July 8, several thousand far-right protesters stormed the venue of a queer pride festival set to be held on the outskirts of Tbilisi, okay, forcing the event's organizers to be evacuated and the event to be canceled. People began to gather for protest near the Vasha Shavela metro station around noon, 4 hours before the festival was set to open. It was organized by the violent far-right group Alt-Info. Protesters blocked Vasha Shavela Avenue, washed over by large numbers of police. In the days prior at the event, participants and organizers stated that they would use violence to stop the festival and against those attending it. Now, that is a lot of people. They look like a bunch of, Middle Eastern bikers, you know what I'm saying? Like they are not playing, especially with that black shirt. And this thing looks like it could be violent. Yeah. The crowd held a minute's silence for Mikhail Bashula, I don't want to say, who set fire to himself during last year's Pride event, stating that he would not want to live in a sinful country where queer people were protected. He died of his injuries a few weeks later. That, if you're curious about who's committed to the cause, that guy's committed to the cause. Okay, so this is like a crazy, here's someone who's protesting. This is their flag. There's just wild amounts of protest. It's actually driven by the Georgian Orthodox Church. Calls for queer propaganda law. Okay, so certainly there is a lot of propaganda of this agenda pushing. I'm sure that a lot of it is Western influenced and moving into the country, and they just had enough of it, and that is a lot of people. Look, this is a lot of people wear black and they're tearing down stuff. I mean, it's going crazy here. I went on Twitter and looked at it and pulled up this video, and there's lots of videos like this, right? On Saturday, LGBTQ organizations staged a pride festival in Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia. It was canceled after police failed to stop the protesters. And just look at that thing. Whoa, it's crazy. So, I don't know, man. This is one of those things where my heart kind of breaks for them here. Look at them tear that thing out. That's vicious. I would be terrified if I was someone who's gay. I'd be terrified. And I'm at one of these points, right? I have three major takeaways here. That's a lot of people, man. That's a lot of people. Look at it. Was that fire? Yo, this guy's on a tree, kicking down that tree. You're mad when you're up in a tree. You're setting fire to it's already a torn thing. You know what I'm saying? Obviously it got violent. Look at this. This is incredible. Look at this. Event was abruptly canceled and attendees evacuated by the police after thousands of anti-LGBTQ protesters invaded the festival grounds outside the Capitol. Look at that. Man, that's crazy. I have three major thoughts and takeaways here. My first one is when I see something like this, right? So anti-pride protesters demonstrate against the indoctrination of young children in Georgia. Okay, I'll get to the indoctrination, but here's what I want to kind of see first. Is that my heart breaks for the LGBTQ community. I don't feel proud when I see this. I don't feel happy. I feel sad. I feel like if I was in their shoes, I would be scared. I'd feel like everyone would be out to get me. Now, whether they are or not, that's not what I'm arguing. I'm saying that from the perspective of someone who is trying to show out with my pride, I would feel scared. I would definitely feel scared. I'd feel scared if I was ripping that thing apart, you know? And I'm not even gay. I am in no way condoning it. I'm in no way saying it's okay. I'm not saying that at all. And that's not, this video is not for that debate. I am saying that I am saddened for them, for the pride guys. And the reason I am is because if the goal is to win them to Christ, to show them the love of Jesus, this is clearly not the way to do it. Now, you could argue this is not their purpose, but I would argue that is the purpose for everything we do. You would say their purpose is to stand against the propaganda of indoctrinating their children, which I am against, right? But I would also say it is not mutually exclusive to also show the love of God. I don't want to compromise my kids. I don't want to compromise my values. And I think there's a tension that I could hold there. However, I do feel sad. I don't feel like this. No gay person is closer to finding Jesus because of this stuff. I feel like when you have a difference of opinions, you have to come to the table with a lot of love, extra love, right? Extra understanding, a lot of willingness to listen. They might say that willingness is done, okay, we'll get there in a second. But I think that you don't have to totally disregard that. This is just not, I don't think this is the way, not for me. And you see that they're like burning their stuff, and I mean, yeah, I'm no fan either, but it's like you ain't got to scare them like that. This is almost terrorism in my eyes. So I don't think anyone deserves that type of treatment or sentiment. Like if you thought there was a group of people out there doing this for you, I mean, as a Christian, I know that there are people out there who hate Christians and like slaughter Christians. And when I saw those Christians beheaded on the beach by extremists, by in the Middle East, yeah, I feel personally attacked, and so this is like an attack. Okay. That being aside, let me just bring up the second point. I understand these guys' right, their point of view, that they're tired of an agenda being pushed. They're tired of indoctrination for their kids. They're tired of it. They're over it. They don't want to stand for it anymore. They're standing up not for just like their beliefs, which they are, but for their children as well. I could get into their brain, right? That the anger, the frustration. I'm not going to say all these guys are Christians. I think 80% of the country is Orthodox, or there are, even if they're acting in a Christian manner. But I think there's nuance here. I don't think this is befitting of a Christian. I don't know if Jesus would do this. Maybe Paul. I have no idea, right? It's one of those things, right? What is the wise thing to do? And if I were to offer an answer, I would offer at least peaceful protest, not violent, peaceful protest, and that it would end not with fire and or violence or any of that stuff. Peaceful. You could do peaceful protests. That's possible. Something like Martin Luther King. He did it, right? He did it. It's possible. And finally, the third thing I would do. Look at that thing. They're just. What is that? Is that like a big beehive? Like a throne? I don't know what that is. The third thing is that this is not the USA. Okay, this is Georgia. This is in another part of the world. We cannot be looking at these guys from a Western United States mindset, right? Yeah, and let me just before we like judge and stuff like that, like this if you've never been to Georgia, I don't want to hear nothing. You know what I mean? If you've never been outside the country, because in other countries, people here say that they're oppressed. They don't know oppressed. People here think they're experiencing racism. They're not experiencing racism. You ever been to Asia? You know who's the most racist? Asians to other Asians. I'm saying that tongue in cheek, but it's true. If you're here, you're not being really discriminated against. This is my opinion. Hopefully it's triggering to you. I don't think you are. I've seen real discrimination. seen real discrimination. And a lot of what people complain about is just not real discrimination. It's not real victimhood. And a lot of people claim to be the victim. You want to see that kind of stuff? Go to other countries. See how they run their mouths and see what happens. I don't know. I feel like in the West, and we could easily go deeper into that, and I probably didn't do enough. So let's talk in the comment section down below on how you feel about the reaction to LGTV, in other countries versus the United States, and how that all operates. I'd like to hear your thoughts. I just don't see that it's the same in the United States. I don't see it's like really credible, because we have so much freedom here. We have so much leniency. We have so many people on the other team, like powerful allies of the other side, promoting these agendas and stuff like that. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I really would like to see Christians step up in a very, very loving way. I'd like to see it one-on-one conversations, talks, like genuine talks. And it's one of those things where people don't care what you say until they know that you care, something like that, right? Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you watching. Hit subscribe if you like this kind of content, and check out this video right here about Jordan Peterson, because I really like his content, and I really think it's thought-provoking. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys in the next video.